You are watching the Capital City Sports Network on SGTV.
Tonight from the Plex, Intermission, South Carolina, the American College Hockey Association proudly presents the Clemson Tigers and the South Carolina Gamecocks. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Capital City Sports Network. My name is Dillon. Alongside me tonight, Zach McKinstry. And the Gamecocks have their home opener a bit later than intended, but it's incredibly good to be back here at the Plex, isn't it, Zach?
It is. I'm ready for a good match tonight. 2-0 Gamecocks versus 2-4-3 Clemson Tigers.
The Gamecocks opened their season, again, later than usual with 2 games against the Florida Gators. Gamecocks took both of those games. They walk out of Florida with 4 points. And one of the biggest parts of that game, I think, Zach, was the freshman scoring. It's a very young team. Walk us through the youth of this team.
A lot of youth on this team, but that does not necessarily mean that they're inexperienced. This team, the first-year players have accounted for 7 of the 11 points scored so far this year, and there's a lot of talent within those freshman ranks.
2 of the most notable freshmen, Dave Murray, and as well as Ronan Egan. Slipped my mind for a second. The new guys, didn't get a chance to get them into our brains yet. Ronan Egan, a Pennsylvania high school state champion just last year, brings 3 goals to the table this year, 2 goals for David Murray, again down in that trip to Gainesville. And along with new forwards, new players, we have new goaltenders, 2 brand new goaltenders, Zach Lynch and Kyle Gradsky. Tonight, Zach Lynch is in between the pipes. He got the win in the first game against Florida. Kyle Gradsky got the second win, but Alan Surwa has decided to go back to Zach Lynch, a taller goaltender. And this is your first chance at home for Zach Lynch, first time against Clemson. What's going through your mind right now?
Yeah, it's definitely got to be nerve-wracking for him, having the first 2 games being split in Gainesville between the 2. Both did a pretty good job, only letting up 4. But I think Zach Lynch deserves to start tonight, and I'm excited to see how he plays.
I got a chance to talk to Duncan Hickman a little while before the game. Zach Lynch tried out for the team last year and was cut. He did not make the final roster and did not try out this year. And if you stuck with our coverage at the beginning of the year, you know that the Gamecocks had a hard time finding goaltenders this season. They went back to Zach Lynch. Duncan Hickman texted him and said, hey, you should come out and join the team. And as far as Kyle Gradsky goes, they found him on Instagram. You can find goalies anywhere these days, and the Gamecocks are certainly glad they did. And jumping ahead to the matchup tonight, Gamecocks last season 2-1 against the Clemson Tigers. The first 2 games went pretty well. The last game of the season, not so much.
Absolutely. You can tell they were definitely trying to get the sweep there. That 9-0 loss is definitely demoralizing, and you can tell that these Gamecocks are definitely going to be ready for revenge tonight.
Going to be the first chance for these Carolina fans to get a look at their Gamecocks on the ice at home this season. And we're going to step aside here, and when we come back, it's going to be the opening face-off of South Carolina and Clemson here on the Capital City Sports Network, all presented by SGTV. All right, welcome back to the Capital City Sports Network. We are just about to get underway here in Irmo. The ice has been cut. The anthem has been played. Now we are just waiting on puck drop. We'll start out with the starting lineups. We'll start with Clemson. In goal tonight for the Clemson Tigers, number 31, Jake Badger. On the back end, they go with Aiden Evans and Nick Baltus. At left wing, Jack Webster. Right side will be Isaiah Jackson. And at center, Paul Cunningham. The captain for the Clemson Tigers tonight, Christian Suda. He will not start outside. And for the Gamecocks, they will go with Zach Lynch in goal, Brian Soar, Nick Narzlicko on the back end, Cam Mecca, Jake Tenji, and Bobby Van Duzen up front. And here we go. The Gamecocks are underway here at home. Clemson controls. They'll move D to D. A solid shoulder there by Tenji. Couple players go down to the ice, and the crowd seems to like it. And we have our first stoppage of play just 10 seconds into this hockey game. A face-off indicated by the official. And the physicality, a factor.
Absolutely. There are no love lost between these two. And the energy here is electric. This is one of the biggest crowds we've ever seen here, and they're ready to go.
The Plex is by no means a large building, but it is packed tonight. A turning shot tipped in front, save made there. Another shot followed up by no one knows where the puck is. The Gamecocks get to it. In the slot, Van Duzen, he gets knocked down. Puck goes into the corner. It'll be picked up there, swirled behind. Jake Tenji tries to play it up, and now Clemson intercepts. They'll come back 3-on-2. On the far side, nice move around the defender. Stood up there by Narzlicko. Brian Soar controls now for South Carolina. He'll use the glass. Up to the winger now. The Gamecocks have it. Not exactly an odd man rush. A curl to the inside, and that play foiled there. Brian Soar in to get it. Wrapped around behind by Clemson. They'll go back to get it. Matthew Mancini now. Another hit along the near side wall. It might have been hard to see that for the angle. We have Brian Soar slaps it back in, and we'll have another stoppage of play. And an interference call coming up here to the Gamecocks. Looking like it's going to be against Brian Soar. And not just 55. Oh, Nick Narzlicko goes to the box. 55 seconds in, Nick Narzlicko penalized for an interference call. The Gamecocks will go shorthanded.
Fans are not happy about it, Dillon.
I wouldn't be either. Well, it's like Zach Lynch going to have his first test here of the night. Again, like we said, Lynch and Gradsky split the playing time in Gainesville. Each man got the win. And Alan Surwa here in his fourth year with the South Carolina Gamecocks feels confident enough to go with Zach Lynch in behind the net. Clemson on the power play. Clearing attempt. Picked up and shoveled out on the backhand by Corey Hawkinson. Ends up in the bench. A couple players having to duck out of the way there. But everybody seems to be okay. Another stoppage of play here. 18:56 to go in the first period. Just 8 seconds tick off of the penalty. Nick Narzlicko in the box for an interference call. The face-off will come in the offensive zone. Lined up on the inside of that circle, Cameron Lamont lined up right behind the center, perhaps looking to get the shot right off the face-off. Face-off one out to the side. It does come to Lamont now. A rising shot, tipped in front. It goes into the boards behind Zach Lynch. Gamecocks try to backhand it away. Held into the line there and now pulled free. Here's a chance for Hawkinson, shorthanded, a 2-on-1. Hawkinson shoots one and a big save there. What a stop there by Badger. Back behind the goal again. Clemson controls. They'll try to break out on the power play. And Hawkinson's not going to make it easy on him. 3 Tigers against 1 Corey Hawkinson. The Tigers won, but gotta love the effort there by Hawkinson. And now here comes Clemson and a hit there. Hawkinson not out of the play yet. In behind the goal. Shorthanded Gamecocks use the glass. It gets all the way out. Battled back in by Clemson. Gamecocks have control, and they will shoot that back out into the neutral zone. Nice heads-up defensive play there by Duncan Hickman, the senior. Now it's picked up. Dave Murray, 2 goals already, shoots one. And a puck there into the hip of Jacob Badger. He'll freeze for a face-off. Gamecocks getting some solid chances here shorthanded with 1 minute left on their penalty.
Yeah, Gamecocks are doing a great job of pressing early. They are making no pass easy, and they're trying to take every opportunity they get in the offensive zone. Oftentimes
last year, we'd see the Gamecocks come out with a bit of a lackadaisical start, not enough urgency into their game. And I think if there's any game they're going to be urgent in, it's going to be a game against Clemson. Face-off one in the defensive zone by the Tigers. Move that up to the inside blue line. Kicked off a skate back into Gamecock control. They will wrist that one into the corner. Badger not sure if he should play it or not. He'll leave it for a defenseman. Through his own zone into the neutral zone. On the backhand, wheeling up ahead, Nick Baltus. Baltus a shot. Save made by Zach Lynch, and he'll cover for a faceoff. 35 to go on the penalty. 17:40 remain here in this first period. And Zach Lynch 1 for 1 to start the hockey game.
I'm sure that'll boost the confidence a little bit. Always need to get that first save out of the way.
We don't have stats regarding the save percentage from the games in Gainesville. Again, as we've often said, stats are hard to come by here sometimes in the ACHA, but the win is what's most important. I'm sure if you ask the goaltender himself. Soar digs that puck out. Couldn't be kept in there at the line, and stumbling a little bit there, Matthew Mancini. Played by the goaltender now. Comes to the near side wall. Loose in front, a chance there. Gamecocks really disruptive here on this penalty kill, and it's coming in their offensive zone, which is not something you expect to see. A couple Gamecocks bunched up on the near side. Clemson trying to work it free, wrestled away. What a play there by Ian Powderly, wearing the number 7 this year, rather than he sported 18 on his back last year. Puck pops out, a shot there. Save made. Where is it? It's covered finally there by Zach Lynch. He'll get a face-off, and play went south pretty quick there for the Gamecocks. Got to keep your heads up there when you're in behind the net.
Hot start for the Gamecocks so far, but that just shows mistakes will kill you. Missed puck behind the net, and it bounces out in front, no one there. Luckily, Lynch makes the save. It's
all right to be at least a little aggressive on the penalty kill, but in this instance, you may think the Gamecocks took it a little too far. Almost came back to bite him. They win the face-off there. Some solid face. Oh, and a check from behind. Soar goes into the boards. No call. A cross-check from behind. Now they dig after Soar, and Hawkinson goes after Clemson players. And now here we see it, just a couple of minutes in. Players still battling. Hawkinson wants it. No one can get it. Now it comes up the boards. Near side, Carolina digs it free. Penalty has expired. Nardzliko out of the box. Some jawing there between Soar, and I didn't see who hit him. Looks like it was Paul Cunningham. And now another collision in the corner. More players go down. Still no penalties called. Puck brought up now by Clemson. They'll get a line change here, and will they dump it in? No, a shot kicked out there by Zach Lynch. Into the corner, fanned on there. Gamecocks trying to regroup, and now it's turned over at the line. Picked up, though, and here they go. Luke Rudman out to the wide. In the corner. They won't make it easy for him. Rudman nearly stripped of the puck. Now wristed in front, just past the Gamecock stick. Off the boards, they'll pick it up. On the backhand shot, just wide of the goal. It skips around into the far side now. Clemson just trying to get that puck out of danger. Wristed back in by the Gamecocks, and Clemson dumping it in on the Carolina goaltender. He will hold for a face-off. And in the matter of about 30 seconds, the animosity just came right to the forefront here.
This is absolutely electric, Dillon. You can tell these teams both want it very badly, and they're going to do whatever it takes. A lot of heavy hits here early on.
Got to say, I'm a little surprised there was no call on that hit against Soar. Again, seemingly dangerous cross-check to the back here, but that's the kind of style these two teams play, and that's what makes this matchup so much fun to watch. Clemson now on the keeper. In behind the Carolina goal. Can they keep it in? Yes, sir. Back behind the goal. Another hit there on the near side. Picked up by Drummond. He gets his stick jammed into the boards there. And now a bump pass back to Drummond. Now he'll chip it on the backhand. Clemson recycles that one out to center ice. The lone man back, Avery Pruden for South Carolina. He'll try to get something going here. Again, even strength here. 15:32 to go in the first period of a scoreless hockey game. Rinkside pass into the slot. Almost picked up and sent in on net. But Clemson shovels it back out. Icing waved off. New Tigers come on. And a few new Gamecocks as well. Sky pass there. Not touched by Gamecock. Icing will be called here. And looking like Matthew Owen almost got a stick on that, but nothing doing there. Icing all the way back down in Carolina territory. Owen skating now on the fourth line. Dave Murray will be his center. And Zach Weeks on the right side. A lot of smaller guys out there, but quick there. And I think the size, the lack of size, kind of surprises you when you see the speed. It's a bit of a, it kind of, the other teams don't pick up on it.
No, they don't.
Another defensive zone faceoff for the Gamecock. Another offensive zone win for Clemson. That shot wouldn't get to net. They'll wrist it in behind the goal. Picked up now, facing pressure here. Heavy checking there by Joe Halsey. Back out to the point now. Shoots one off a couple of sticks. Pops into the slot, just wide of the goal. Lynch sprawling out to his left. Didn't have to make a save. Dave Murray hard in for the Gamecocks. Back again now. Pruden up the boards. Turned over to the Clemson. Into the corner now. Gamecocks trying to alleviate some of this pressure. Clemson absolutely suffocating them in their own zone. Pass would not go. It goes into the other side corner now. And the Gamecocks will try to get something going. Lift it out. Skipping over that offensive face-off dot. And now Gamecocks in the middle of a change. Here comes Clemson down the left side. Drop pass picked up by the Gamecocks off the glass. And here they come the other way. Except we're going to have a whistle here. What's the call? A slash. Once they figure out who's going where, and judging by the reaction of the crowd, penalty wasn't against Clemson. Dave Murray headed to the box here. 2 minutes for a slash. And the Gamecocks will have another penalty to kill.
Yeah, discipline here early on is struggling on the Gamecock side. Already 2 penalties, only 5.5 minutes into the game. They're going to need to find a way to kill this one as well.
Managed to escape without a goal against on the first power play, but nothing is guaranteed here, and every chance you give the other team is a chance for them to get that opening goal, and as we've seen, that opening goal is crucial. Van Dusen gets it out of the zone. Clemson regroups at that center ice face-off circle. Chipped in, hampered there, and a hard hit there. Cameron Maka making the most of his contact. Nick Nardzliko behind the goal, picked up by South Carolina, wristed out towards the other end, and Badger will have to make the stop. He'll leave it for his defenseman, but Maka in hard to get it. And a big hit there by Cam Maka. What a shot there, down in the dirty areas, and that's what these freshmen do. They bring energy, they bring physicality, they bring life to this Gamecock team. Back behind the net now, 1:20 to go on the penalty to Dave Murray. Held in at the line, chipped in off a Gamecock skate. Brian Soar backhands it out into the neutral zone, and the defenseman, Brian Soar, in on the forecheck here. Clemson regrouping, their work left to right, into the zone now off a stick, nice deflection there. And the Gamecocks will have to get it. Nardzliko off the glass, can't be kept in, skips past both the referees over all 3 neutral zone lines, and again, Badger shoots it there to a defenseman. They'll wind it up again, some contact in the corner. Puck now brought up through the center there. Bit of a dangerous pass there. Can't connect on that one. The tempo's slowing down here noticeably. Some Gamecocks and some Tigers come together in the corner. Leading the charge there, Evan Hoey. Boy, he's moving 2 guys there. Evan Hoey, the Mack truck. Point to point, Clemson goes. 27 to go on the power play. Back down low again. Clemson likes to work that low to high pass. Hasn't gotten any advantage from it yet, but they certainly like to work it. Held in at the line, or was it offsides? Delayed. Gamecocks had a bit more time than they realized there, but the urgency there felt by Ronan Egan. Slaps that pass off the boards. Clemson regroups again. On the backhand, they'll dump it in. 5 to go on the penalty. D to D here, and that'll do it. Dave Murray's out. Gamecocks kill off their second penalty in just about 7 minutes of play here. Into the corner, a couple players come together. Centering pass went off a couple of sticks and into the boards behind Badger. Another hit there. Gamecock goes down. Carolina has it, though. They'll try to work it back out. Up top, wristed back in all the way around. 2 Gamecocks below the goal line now. Clemson chips it up the wall. Stepping in to pick that one up, Duncan Hickman. Hickman sparring at the point with, looks like Joe Halsey. Halsey dished down, hit it on a shot down low, picked up in front. Oh, and it goes in! The Gamecocks strike first! 1-0 Carolina. And this place is jumping. Looking like Ben Smith on the goal, and boy was he ever instrumental in the tournament last year in Nashville. Ben Smith gets the Gamecocks on the board here against Clemson in 2018.
Fans are into it, Dillon. Big Selly. You can tell these guys are excited. And they want more against this Clemson Tigers.
Some solid work down below underneath the net. We weren't seeing a lot of shots on goal, but we were seeing a lot of work in the corners. And once the Gamecocks were able to pull that puck out, work it into a slot area, their work in the corners paid off. Smith's shot, Badger stopped about 75% of that puck. But that remaining 25 is what's up on the board now. 11:29 to go first period. South Carolina strikes first. And we have got ourselves a hockey game. They'll bring it up ahead now. A little bit of jump in their steps over the line. Shoots one off a skate. It goes in behind Badger. 2 Gamecocks to get it. Dave Murray tries to lay a hit on it. Now they pick it up. Moved into that near side corner. More players come together. Clemson's going to come away with it. They'll try to drop that one off. And they'll get a successful breakout in the other direction. Try to get a home run pass there ahead. Nardzliko got in the way of that one. And now taking down a player. Nardzliko collides with Isaiah Jackson. Back out it comes. Clemson in their own zone. D to D pass. Very patient breakout here by Clemson. You see that a lot. Now a 1-on-2 the other way. Can't hold on to it. Just swept down below the goal line. Paul Cunningham, after that failed attempt there, he'll head back to the bench. New players spill over the boards. A pass picked off there at the blue line. Alex Schreiber couldn't hold on to it. He'll come together with some Gamecocks. Dave Murray tries to get around the defender, and he cannot, as the defender had about 4 inches on Dave Murray. Into the corner for South Carolina. Puck squirts out in front and then back down below. Hickman's going to try to keep it in here on the near side wall. Loose in front, comes to a Carolina stick. Tried to work it into the slot, couldn't go. And now below the goal line, they'll go again. That work paid off for Carolina early in this period. They're going to stick with it, see if they can get a second goal up on that board. Clemson, the control breakout, almost working for them. A chip ahead. Hickman's going to be the one man to get it for Carolina. Puts his back to the player, has some help. That chip pass all the way up. Luke Rudman's going to bring it away. Far side for Hickman, off the official. Hickman's got the puck. He'll wind it out wide. Underneath again, fighting hard for that puck. Hickman tries to center it. That one blocked and shoveled back out the other way. Clemson will chip it off the boards, all the way down the ice, and icing waved off. Never mind.
Oh, they will call it.
I got a little over anxious there. It looked like Nick Peters was going to catch up to that puck, but the officials will blow it down. We'll have a face-off in the Clemson zone. 9:28 to go in this first period. Not a lot of shots on goal, but boy, when the intensity picks up, you can really feel it. Jake Tenji, the Gamecock captain, will step in for the face-off. Won by Tenji. He'll look to Drummond. Drummond, a point shot, goes off a skate. In to get it now, the Tigers reversing below the goal line. Van Duzen hard on him. Van Duzen trying to get it out in front, and off a stick, it'll be covered there by Jacob Badger. And another face-off, except this time Carolina would be able to get a line change, but it looks like they're going to keep the same guys on. Clemson will have a change in personnel. Now might be a good time to note, head coach of the Clemson Tigers, Matt Loughran. If we knew the NHL pedigree on the head coach of the Clemson Tigers, it might be a bit more of a daunting task here for South Carolina. We'll get into that just in a little bit at the next whistle. Battling for it now. The Gamecocks come away with it. Into the slot. Tenji a shot off a stick there. Nice save there by Jacob Badger. Into the corner, they work it more. Down to his knees. In front, puck squibbed away. Tenji tries to wipe it in front. Van Duzen in after it. Clemson foils that one, except it's held in just above the circles. And working it back down low again. Van Duzen held in at the line by Drummond. It goes off a skate. And Clemson will work that away to the far side. Just narrowly escaping a hit there. Isaiah Jackson. Tenji chips it ahead. Picked up. Nice pass to the far side for Van Duzen. Couldn't get a stick on it. Icing waved off. Van Duzen goes down into the corner. Lost his footing there. I don't think he was tripped. And picked up again. Hoey backhands it in. Gamecocks have to touch up. And with that touch up will come a line change. Wristed back in. Hoey back to get it. Puck drifting lazily in on Zach Lynch. As we pass the 8:20 mark here of period number one. Even an ill-advised pass there by Hoey. The forecheck by Clemson almost being fortunate there. Ryan Soar knocked off the puck. Soar with that big 6'3" frame. He'll get that puck ahead. A spin there by Ben Smith. Smith looking like he's trying to figure skate a little bit there, but why not? He's got one goal. Soar lugs it up the middle, shoots one, and that one goes off a stick into the corner. If the Gamecocks want to get more shots on goal, they have to work the puck around a little bit more than that. Nardzliko at the red line. Shoots that one in. It'll be kicked up and ahead for Clemson. A couple of sticks there. And now knocked down to the ice. Christian Suda, the Clemson captain. No one can really pick up the puck, and now here it's going to be a 2-on-1 for Clemson if they hurry. And he lost the puck. He dangled himself there. Christopher Rivero, second on the team in goals with 6 of them. Second only to Jacob Vanderleest. Vanderleest with 7, 4 assists as well. 11 points on the campaign. Gamecocks will try to stymie this chance here, and on the backhand, Lynch will make that save. Easy stop there, low on the stick side. Looks like Christopher Rivero again, but Zach Lynch shuts the door. 7:15 to go here in the first period. Zach, what do you like so far from new goaltender Zach Lynch?
He's done a great job back in net. Clemson's offense has relied heavily on the fast break. Defense has held up thanks to a couple of lost pucks by the offensive Tigers. But Lynch has done a great job in net, and it's scoreless here.
I think the nerve's a bit of a factor here for Clemson. They're playing in a very hostile building. As back ahead comes Dave Murray. Murray can't exactly hold on to that puck. He'll bring it out of the backhand away from a couple of stick lifts. Murray shoots one just wide past the blocker of Badger. And this fourth line, the energy line, going to walk that puck underneath. Back out now down low. Kept in at the point. Off a stick of one of the Clemson players. A return shot knocked away. That one come off the stick of Zach Weeks. Into the corner they go for it now. Clemson. Again, can't get that pass out. Gamecocks try to keep it in, and Dave Murray hopping over the Clemson players, a big hit there on the near side bench, right in front of Carolina's team. Wristed ahead, bit of a dangerous pass there out through center, all the way back, picked up by the captain, Christian Suda. Ahead, more line changes. Seems that both teams going for the line changes at the same time really slows things down. Near side backhanded away. Someone's gonna have to pick it up for Carolina. And they'll bring it in, a long shot and a glove save there. Ian Powderly, boy did he ever wind that one up. And the glove of Jacob Badger more than equal to the task.
6:05 to go in this one, and you can tell already the different philosophies between the teams. South Carolina's done a great job keeping the puck in the offensive zone, and when they give it up, they press and try and prevent the pass from getting out. And they have held the majority of possession so far.
Clemson looking to turn up the physical aspect of the game. That was one of the biggest parts of their 9-0 win back in February, as this play whistled down offsides. Again, that physical play really turned the tides early on. They got a couple big hits in, made the Gamecocks lose focus, lose their heads, and they were able to put up 9 straight. And that was the way the season ended in 17-18. Face-off just outside the zone. Carolina wins it. Drummond shovels it back in, just past the stick of Powderly. And all the way back around. Hickman there to try and keep it in for South Carolina. In down low, taking a heavy hit there. And Ronan Egan, not afraid of the contact. Still with it, Powderly. Powderly looking to move it out to the point. Back down low instead. In front, looking for Egan. Egan's got 3 goals on the year. He's looking for a 4th. And now Egan's going to get into it in front. And now here we go. We've got a full, geez, we almost had a full line brawl there. Players having to be separated there. Badger's going to go for a skate in the corner, trying to get out of here. And the officials will try to sort this thing out. A couple players lost gloves, lost sticks. Nobody's lost a helmet yet. And tensions, again, the pace slows down and then explodes out of nowhere. You can't even see it coming as Powderly heads to the box for South Carolina. And for Clemson, booked on this one, Isaiah Jackson. And we may have more, but we'll wait for the players to argue this one out with the refs. And like I said, Clemson trying to get the physical aspect of it up.
Absolutely. Tensions have just been building and building and building. And like I said earlier, there is no love lost between these 2 teams. And they want to do whatever they need to do to win.
5:33 to go here in the first period. 1-0 South Carolina. That goal coming off the stick of Ben Smith. And we'll have some penalties handed out here. The officials confer in the box already. We've got Ian Powderly and Ronan Egan for the Gamecocks. And for Clemson, we've got 1 player in. I believe that was Isaiah Jackson, yes, already in the box. And we got 1 player half in, half out. And we may be here for a little while trying to dole out these penalties here. But we use this break to, as I mentioned earlier, Matt Loughran, head coach of the Clemson Tigers. And again, the NHL pedigree, I don't think anyone knew about this. Loughran worked in the NHL office back in the 1980s as a mailboy and then moved to the New York Rangers as a road manager until 1997. Still has his Stanley Cup ring with his name on it. And he was able to show me that ring. That thing is neat. Carries it with him everywhere he goes. Then moved to the assistant general manager of the Florida Panthers for a brief stint. And then still to San Antonio as the general manager there in the early 2000s for a year. And most recently, his stint in pro hockey concluded 2010. Loughran was part of the team that ended up bringing Johnstown, the Chiefs, not the same Chiefs from Slapshot, but the Johnstown Chiefs down to Greenville, and they eventually became the Swamp Rabbits. That's where they are now. And Loughran looking to slow down a little bit here as he battled esophageal cancer for a couple of years, went through a few rounds of chemo, had some surgeries, and he's on a fast track to recovery now. But he said to me earlier, this gig for Clemson, just a couple of times a week, it's a little less demanding, although I'm sure no one would believe that now as you see how animated he was on the bench there for a little bit. But really, really interesting guy, head coach at Clemson, Matt Loughran. Looks like we finally got the penalties sorted out here, and the officials will look to see who's going to go where for this face-off. Got Isaiah Jackson in the box for sure. Not entirely sure who the other Clemson player is, but looking like we're going to skate 3-on-3 here. 5:33 to go, period number 1. South Carolina and Clemson, and we're back underway here. Jake Tenji going to survey the lay of the land. He's got 3 Tigers in front of him. He'll take it out wide, try to turn on the afterburners. Brings it back now. Soar's got a chance. He'll drag it. Shoots one just wide of the goal. In behind, Tenji picks it up. Looking for the wraparound. Chance in front, looking for Soar. That one's shut down, and a face-off coming after a whistle. Has the net been knocked off? Yes, sir. The net comes off, and we'll have another stoppage here. New players come on. 5:15 to go in the first period. Some 3-on-3 action. Not something I think anybody expected to see here in this game, but 3-on-3. A lot of fun. Worked in the NHL pretty well.
A lot of open ice, Dillon. There's going to be a lot of chances here in the next 2 minutes.
No surprise. As a chance goes over the net, no surprise South Carolina has their fastest skaters on here. Duncan Hickman and Dave Murray. Back the other way comes Clemson. A big hit there by Murray, but looks like he got the worst of it. Behind the goal now. There's really room to fly out there. Bringing it back ahead now on the far side. He's got Hickman in the slot. Shoots one. Glove save there by Jacob Badger. And the 3-on-3 will continue. The glove of Badger's been pretty active here in the first period as we tick just under 5 minutes to go in it. A lot of speed out there. And really the catalyst for that whole thing, Cameron Mecca, zipping in the Carolina zone. Able to move that puck into a shooting area for Duncan Hickman. And the glove of Badger just a little bit quicker. Hawkinson shoots one right off the face-off. It goes just wide of the goal. Off the dasher. Soar's going to try to keep it in. Really move it D to D. Picked away. Now it's going to be a chance for Clemson the other way. A breakaway unless Nardzliko hurries. Back as Nardzliko shoots one. And a big save there by Zach Lynch. He gets the blocker onto it. Still after it now. Hawkinson for South Carolina. Takes a hit there. Now it's going to be a chance for Clemson. Shoots one. He scores! Nick Baltus evens it up for the Tigers. And what a shot there. It's 1-1 late here in the first period.
Yeah, Carolina's defense didn't see that hit coming. The puck rolled out in front. A mistake we saw earlier, but Lynch couldn't keep that one in.
Solid check there on the near side wall. Took a couple of players out of the play, and just a perfect pass there. Baltus comes up with it, goes high upstairs over that blocker. Baltus, this looks like he's going to register. Yes, sir. Nick Baltus. First goal of the season. He had an assist in an earlier game. Second point of the year for Nick Baltus. And we'll stick with a 3-on-3 here. Not sure for how much longer. Face-off. Can't exactly say it was won by Carolina. No one picked it up. Now here's Hickman. Hickman looking for things to open up. In behind his goaltender, Zach Lynch, trying to shake off that last goal. In ahead, off a stick. Redirected, they'll go at it hard. In behind the goal, Nick Peters. Peters back out to the point now. Van Duzen, one-touch pass for Peters. Back to Van Duzen at the line. Van Duzen's got a shot, goes off a stick. And a flutter shot gloved again by Jacob Badger. Not the speed he was expecting there.
More chirping in front of the net, Dillon. But since that first goal, Badger has been incredible. His glove has been really good. 3 glove saves so far for Badger, and he has kept Clemson in this game.
Jake Badger seeing the puck exceptionally well tonight, although with 3-on-3, not as much traffic in front. And as a goaltender, 3-on-3 can be a bit of a double-edged sword because, again, not as much traffic, but you got a lot more room for guys like Cameron Mecca to turn on the speed. As the Tigers win the faceoff here, they have a hard time getting it past Ben Smith. They'll regroup. Alex Schreiber wants it back. Is he going to get it? Schreiber down the near side for Clemson. Surveys his options. Pulls up. Tries to move it into the slot. Ben Smith recovers for South Carolina. Off a skate now. Here comes Brian Soar. One-on-one. Soar looking for reinforcements. Soar hit hard. He still got the puck. Oh, no, he doesn't anymore. Soar gets it back, though. Soar shoots one. Off a stick. Goes up around the glass, and it'll roll all the way back down. Some tired South Carolina defenders out there, but no one will go get a line change. Nardzliko, that puck up on edge, couldn't handle it very well. Off the skate is Soar. Clemson's going to come back in. Soar denies that one. Soar's got a pass. Is he going to use it? Yes, sir. At center, Smith. 1 goal already tonight. Does he want another one? That shot goes wide. Into the corner. Soar can't catch it. Back to the near side. Looks like it's going to be Alex Schreiber again. Evades the stick of Nardzliko. My apologies. James Peachnick again for South Carolina. Nick Nardzliko comes away with it. We got some shoving behind the play. Nardzliko, a 2-on-1 if he hurries. Everybody absolutely gassed. Nardzliko brings it out wide. Into the corner they go. 2:53 to go here in the first period. A 1-1 game after that goal by Baltus recently tied it up for Clemson. Now with Hoey on the ice for South Carolina, the Gamecocks will get some reinforcements. Hoey brings it down now. Shoots one right on. right into that orange tiger paw on the Clemson crest. Jacob Badger holds for another face-off. We got a stoppage in play, 2:38 to go here in the first stanza of this one. Alan Serwal, head coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks, in his 4th season here. And your 4th season as a coach, at least in college anyway, a bit of a special one because the guys you've had, this is the first time you've coached everyone. This is the year when your freshmen, your first year, are your seniors. And it's really a chance to be a special year here for South Carolina. A lot of the seniors, Duncan Hickman, Jake Tenji, just to name a few. Chance in front. Clemson's going to negate that one. They'll go into the corner. Someone going to try to pick it out. Some contact there. Clemson doesn't really like what it sees. They'll bring it around the far side. And Captain Clemson, Christian Suda, risks it ahead. Blake Drummond back together for South Carolina. Off the glass. Can't be picked up by Tenji. Tigers will regroup D to D. Not a lot of forechecking here by the Gamecocks early on, allowing Clemson to get set up on their breakout. A nice pass through center, and Drummond can't get it away from the Tigers. They'll work it into the corner. Tenji hard after, works it around the glass. Picked up by Van Duzen. Van Duzen can get some speed here with Mecca if he hurries. Mecca on the right side. Van Duzen shoots one. That face-off, that whistle indicates a face-off on the offsides call. Mecca got just a little antsy. And we have hit the 2-minute warning here in South Carolina. 1:52 to go here in the first period. And I think as far as South Carolina-Clemson matchups can go, this first period has had everything you could possibly want. Murray kicks that puck ahead. Picked up by some Clemson players. Hickman chips it right back in. Icing waved out. Baltus going to pick it up now for Clemson. Little bump pass there. Baltus gets it back. On the near side, takes a couple of whacks from Dave Murray. Murray getting in there physically. Baltus a shot, and it kicks all the way back down. Dave Murray, one of the smaller Carolina Gamecocks, but not afraid to throw his weight around and get a little physical. And speaking of the devil, nice move there by Murray. Knocked off the puck there on his backhand. He tried to hang on to it, but the Clemson player's just a little too strong for him. Can't be held in at the line there by Duncan Hickman. Regroup for South Carolina is on. It'll be whacked back in. Ian Powderly will give chase, as will Duncan Hickman. Murray along the far side takes 2 hits, still keeps going. Another one, and Clemson, and now is Powderly getting involved. Again, the physicality turning up here, but that's what led to Clemson's first goal. Final minute of play here in the first period. Picked off there by Clemson. The Tigers are moving in. Now a chance here. Christopher Rivero shoots one, tries to dangle through. Rivero knocked off the stick. Knocked off the puck. A loose stick there by Powderly. Tried to wave at that puck. Picked up on the near side now. Nick Peters faces pressure from a Tiger. A couple of reinforcements there. Peters risks it around. No one there to get it, really. Duncan Hickman's going to have time as we hit the final 30 here of period number 1. Hickman can't control. Gamecocks along the near wall. Clemson intercepts. They'll try to work it into the slot, but a bit of miscommunication there. And flipped up and out towards center. South Carolina will try to get another one here. In through the corner, Ronan Egan. Battling for it there. Into the slot, a chance, and wow. Shot may have gone off the outside of the cage there by Luke Rudman. Another chance. Now picked up by Clemson. Final 2. Will they get a chance here? 2-on-1 long shot. Wide of the goal. Lynch escapes without having to make a save there. The buzzer sounds. We will have our first intermission. We're going to step aside here for a brief moment. When we come back, we will have your first intermission report here on the Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV. right, welcome back to the Capital City Sports Network. Dillon Clark alongside Zach McKinstry. Almost called you Zach Lynch there. 1-1 here in Irmo after 17 minutes of play. Clemson and South Carolina not letting the rivalry die out. We've seen that early, and the rookies, we talked about them a lot in the pregame show. They've come through here in the first period.
Absolutely. We talked about that young talent and how they weren't inexperienced in this pregame show, and Ben Smith has been excellent. His goal early on and then in the 3v3s, he just showed off his speed, and he's creating chances and getting opportunities for the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Ben Smith instrumental in last year's push towards the SEC tournament in Nashville. Smith had a lot of goals and a lot of points right in those January, February months. But one of the rookies that stood out the most, at least to me, Dave Murray, getting in on the forecheck a lot, short-handed, 5-on-5, doesn't matter what the scenario is. Dave Murray's a guy, he's proven it early on. He's a guy that's going to go to the dirty areas, get that puck when nobody else wants to. And that's huge because that's something the Gamecocks lacked a lot of last year. Absolutely, yeah. The forecheck for the South Carolina offense has just been spectacular. In the offensive zone, Clemson struggling to get it out of the offensive zone. They're relying heavily on fast breaks, and it's heavily responsible to this freshman core. Shortly after Smith's goal, Clemson right back into it. Baltus, I had to check the name there for a second. Baltus with the equalizer for Clemson, and that goal a direct result of the physical style of play. And it's always a physical game when South Carolina and Clemson come together. But I got to say right now, Clemson's kind of running the physical department right now. Absolutely. There's bad blood in every single sport between Clemson and South Carolina, but we are seeing it highly here in this hockey game. Everything back and forth. You're seeing heavy shots on the boards between both teams. Clemson is getting heavy on the hits. They're playing very physical, and it led to the 3v3 and then eventually the goal for Clemson. Right, the 3-on-3, something we did not expect to see, but I wouldn't rule it out for the rest of the game. We might see a lot of odd combinations there, 4-on-4, 3-on-3. We'll see what the penalties dictate. Last thing before we send you to a break here, the goaltenders, Badger and Lynch. Lynch's first home game here for South Carolina. That goal by Baltus, just an absolute, it was a beautiful shot upstairs. Not much he could do on that. And the goal by Ben Smith on Badger, got about 75% of it. Some solid play here by both goaltenders. Both teams are going to need that. They're going to need to rely on that same level of play if they want to come out with the advantage here in the second period. Yep, these goalies have done everything they've been asked to do. Badger's been incredible. A bunch of glove saves here in the first period. And Lynch has not been bad either. He hasn't had as many chances against him so far, but the goal that was against him was a pretty perfect shot. Tough to defend that. I'm excited to see how the rest of this one plays out. Jacob Badger, really the anchor on the back end for Clemson throughout that first period. We're going to send you to a break, and when we come back, we will have the second period here between South Carolina and Clemson on the Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV. All right, welcome back to the Capital City Sports Network. You are just in time, and I guess we're just in time here for the start of the second period. Jake Tenji will take the face-off for the Gamecocks. He faces off against Paul Cunningham. And a 1-1 hockey game here, headed into the second stanza. Both goaltenders are ready. Tenji and Cunningham. Gamecocks have won back. Nardslicko flips it up off the boards. Picked up now here, chance for Mecca. Mecca centering pass, and that one just past the stick there. Beautiful chance there for Bobby Van Duzen. Mecca again. Jake Tenji back to the point, Nardslicko. Nardslicko shoots one from long range. Save made by Badger. Beautiful first shift here by the Gamecock first line of Mecca, Tenji, and Van Duzen. 19:43 here to go. Just 17 seconds into the second period. And I'd say whatever Alan Serwa said to the Gamecocks in the locker room, it's evident here, at least early on.
Absolutely. Another quick start for the Gamecocks. And here again, we're seeing that offensive zone pressure, and it's paid off so far.
Defense switched up for South Carolina. Back onto the point now. Long shot, kicked out, save and rebound, and another save absorbed by Badger. The initial shot coming off the stick of Nick Peters. Cameron Mecca, two rookies almost connecting there for a goal. We'll have another face-off. Nick Peters and Duncan Hickman, the top defense pairing for the Gamecocks tonight. At least they rotate out a solid amount with Brian Soar and Nick Nardslicko. Taken by Mecca, face-off whistled down immediately. And we're going to have an illegal face-off here. Looks like Cameron Lamont was lined up a bit too close to Jake Tenji. And he's going to head off. Too many men on the ice. And they didn't call a penalty. That's interesting. Face-off one again. South Carolina can't make it. Tries to shoot one on net. Where's the puck? Another shot just goes wide. Into the corner now. Puck comes to Hickman. Hickman shoots it down low for Jake Tenji. Clemson tries to pick it up. Mecca hard on that puck. He'll try to stuff it on the far side post. Clemson shuts that one down. Baltus back out to the point now. Nick Peters tries to keep it in, and now it's going to be a chance the other way for Clemson. Clemson a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Puck rolls off the stick there a little bit in a long shot. Save made by Zach Lynch. Joe Halsey will be denied, at least for now. Face off in the offensive zone now for Clemson. It'll come to Zach Lynch's left. 9:13 to go here, period number 2. And if you are just joining us, it's a 1-1 hockey game. Some might say a barn burner, and those who say that would be absolutely correct. Fantastic hockey game here through the first 2 periods at least. Face-off won by Clemson now. Offensive zone face-offs extremely crucial here in this hockey game. Drummond wraps that around for South Carolina. Held in the neutral zone, ripped back in. James Peachnick. He'll pick it up again on the backhand. Ladled back through over the center red line. Hoey's got to come across. Throws that one into a skate of one of the Tigers. Couldn't be held there. Drummond chips it ahead. Powderly back out to Ben Smith. Shoots one off the stick. That one popped in the air again. Almost a chance there for Ronan Egan to tap that puck in. Ben Smith, that shot looks similar to his goal. It just popped off the goaltender and into the back of net. And this time it goes wide. Clemson back the other way. A long shot. And he scores! Oh, what a shot upstairs over the blocker of Zach Lynch. Clemson goes out ahead 2-1.
What a great shot there from Cunningham. Cunningham did a great job. Took the hit and still scored. Lynch struggling here early. I believe that was his second chance against. Nice shot by Cunningham to put the Clemson Tigers out in front.
Paul Cunningham grabs his 3rd goal of the season. The Pembroke, Massachusetts native puts his Greenville native Clemson Tigers ahead here by 1. 18:32 to go here in the second period. Hard play there by Corey Hawkinson, and one of the Tigers goes down. Puck skips off the glass in behind the crowd, back into it now. Behind the goal, wrap around, and it goes in! They indicate a goal. Luke Rudman, the freshman, gets his first as a Gamecock. Just a couple of seconds later, the Gamecocks tie it up here at 2.
We can't stress enough the young talent on this Gamecocks team. A beautiful play from behind the net to wrap around. Badger didn't see it coming, and it was a beautiful goal to tie this game up very quickly.
Yeah. Guess who on the assist there? None other than number 10, Ben Smith. And the Gamecocks right back into it. You could say out ahead a little bit here in terms of at least momentum. Dave Murray wins that face-off forward. They're going to come right back for another one. Murray out to the near side, rifts it underneath. Picked up below. Matthew Owen can't really handle it there. Zach Weeks. Owen again on the short side. Weeks in front. Can't get a shot off. And a collision there in front with Dave Murray. Clemson picks up the puck. And Dave Murray will not be denied. Absolute hustle in the corner there by Dave Murray. 3 Gamecocks come together. Soar holds it into the blue line, wrists it into the far side corner. A spark has been lit here for the South Carolina Gamecocks. Owen looks out to the point, Nards-Licko. D pass to Soar, shoots one. Save made, and the rebound right there for Matt Owen. Owen looking to cash in there. Clemson comes back the other way. Baltus. A long shot kicked out by Zach Lynch. Lynch will make the save. We'll have a face-off. Some players will have to be separated there. And a chance. Joe Halsey, the freshman, looking for another one. He won't get it. And we've got some players looking for a scrap here. Brian Soar, one of the most vocal Gamecocks. Those who have watched even one of our broadcasts from last year will know that. Brian Soar, the Gamecock leader in penalty minutes for 17-18.
A lot of chirping going on here, but the story of the game so far, the press leading to opportunities for the South Carolina Gamecocks on offense, and when Clemson does get that fast break on the return into their offensive zone, the Gamecocks have struggled to stop it.
That energy line, Dave Murray, Matt Owen, and Zach Weeks, crucial here in the opening stages of the period. That puck goes in behind Zach Lynch. Sustained pressure by Clemson, trying to centering pass in front. Lynch is down, and he pokes that puck away, taking the heat out of a hot kitchen. A nice play there by Zach Lynch. Puck goes into the corner. Clemson regroups, wrists it on goal. Lynch makes the save. Off the stick into the corner. Hoey tries to backhand it up. Will it be held in? Yes, sir. And a long shot by the Clemson captain, Suda. Poked ahead by the Gamecocks now. Van Duzen looking for a friendly face. He finds it on the back end. D pass, near side. Hoey fanned on that one. Bailed out there by Jake Tenji. He'll wrist it ahead over the blue line. Icing will be called. That pass just a little too far out of reach for, I believe, the intended target there was Corey Hawkinson. Hawkinson, the sophomore, still looking to get on the board here in 18-19. Hawkinson, a native of Chapin, South Carolina, one of the local boys here for the Gamecocks. 16:42 to go here, period number 2. We got a tie hockey game at 2 goals apiece. And a defensive zone faceoff won by Jake Tenji. And a solid play to get that puck up to Cameron Mecca. Wheeling around now Clemson, a chance in the slot, shoots one, and a glove save, can't be handled though. Puck popped back out. And a little bit of a spring in the glove of Zach Lynch there. Try to get a nice pass through the center. Cameron Mecca sustained pressure, and almost a beautiful chance there. Avery Pruden couldn't hold that puck in. Now a chance the other way for the Tigers.
That's great.
Sent down to the ice there by Evan Hoey. One of the Tigers has to collect himself here, and another hit, and we might see things wind up again here in the early stages of period number 2. Forechecking by the Gamecocks, something we've seen a ton of in the second period. We did not see it in the first, and that's got to be the difference here for at least the first 4 minutes of play. Ben Smith back to get it for South Carolina. Smith has a little room. Does he want to wind it up? Pass intercepted, though. High slot area. Tigers have it. They'll try to work it down underneath. That plot by Christopher Rivero foiled. Waving at that puck there. One of the Gamecocks. D pass by Suda. Kicked ahead. Ben Smith in hard after it. Suda gets it out of the zone. Gamecocks have to keep it from going over that blue line to avoid the offsides. They'll touch up. Hammered in into the netting over the glove of Jacob Badger. Over the very active glove of Jacob Badger. We're going to face off here. 15:41 to go. Second period. 2 goals apiece. And the tempo maybe wasn't there for all of the first period, but it is here, and it is going to stay for the second.
As that tempo picks up, so does the chippiness here. And it is going to keep up until this game winds down to a finish.
Would love to know the shot totals right now, but unfortunately, the guy that usually produced those, Mike Waddell, a stalwart at the Daily Gamecock for so many years here at the University of South Carolina, graduated last year. And for more reasons more than just keeping stats for us, we certainly miss Mike Waddell. We wish him the best. Another face-off as that puck held by Jacob Badger. 15:33 to go, period number 2. And lining up for the face-off now, Ian Powderly. Gonna have to get used to seeing Powderly there in that number 7. As we said last season, Powderly wearing the number 18 on his back. As you get older, you get to choose your number a little bit more here in the South Carolina system. And Powderly happy with 7. Puck won forward, or I guess lost forward. Another quick whistle there. Badger holds that one. This will be the 8th start of the season here for Jacob Badger. 1-2, lost 3, and 2 ties. A shot off the face-off, right off the stick, popped up in the air in behind the goal. A lot of pressure there on the backhand. Ronan Egan couldn't come away with it. And Clemson brings it back ahead the other direction. Jack Webster flips it in behind Blake Drummond. A couple of players go down. Drummond lost his footing. And inside, wristed back in by Clemson. Off the dasher, Clemson will have to regroup. A nice solid hit there by Ian Powderly. And the near side wall, Gamecocks will come together with Tigers. Bit of a difficult area to see there. Smith moves that puck, and a nice breakout pass there off the boards. Picked up by Ronan Egan. He's going to have a one-on-one if he hurries. Ronan Egan cuts to the inside, shoots one just over the goal. Beautiful chance there for Ronan Egan. Centering pass, Egan a shot, tipped in front, it wouldn't go. Picked up by Nardzliko, shoots one, stick to side there by Badger. Gamecocks upping the pressure here in the second period. D-to-D pass, long shot, wouldn't get to the net. Egan's got it, slot shot, loose in front, just wide of the goalpost. In to get it now is Corey Hawkinson. The Gamecocks poke away at it, comes free in the slot, a long shot, just wide of the goal again. Unrelenting pressure here by South Carolina. Back to the point, Nardzliko shoots one from long range, wouldn't go. Rebound chance, poked wide by Alex Siegfried. Kept in at that point. Clemson strips control. Gamecocks try to strip it right back. It's held in again. Both teams need line changes. Egan back to get it for South Carolina. Egan looking for Siegfried just between his legs. Hoey shoots one from long range. That one wide. Chance off the boards. It's loose in front. Still they poke away at it. Badger lost his stick. Two Gamecocks get tangled up. Siegfried can't come away with it. Nardzliko again. Back to the point. They'll restart. Tipped in front. Can't get to it. Siegfried. Unrelenting, a backhander just goes into the corner. Ronan Egan to get it for South Carolina. 13:40 to go here, second period. A tie hockey game. Nardzliko again, brings it out of his skate, shoots one off a leg there. Nice block by the Clemson Tigers. Back to the point again. Nardzliko, guess what? He shoots one off a stick, blocked wonderfully there. A diving block. South Carolina gets it back. Clemson collapsed below the faceoff dots. Nardzliko deals to, a shot there by Hawkinson goes just wide. Far side point, laser beam catches someone up high, goes in behind the official. Gamecocks still. Nardzliko wants it. Will he get it? A long shot from the far side point. Tipped in front, goes into the glass. A couple of Tigers go down.
That's the second Clemson D-man that's lost a stick.
Ronan Egan can't get with it. The Tigers will gladly take the icing here. And I gotta say, I will gladly take an icing here. My goodness, just an unrelenting 2-minute stretch by South Carolina. Applause here from the fans at the Plex, and boy, do they deserve it.
Absolutely unrelenting offensive attack. That puck was in the offensive zone for what seemed like an eternity, and that many chances, you're going to get one. You're going to get one behind the net.
This was the offensive zone pressure that the Gamecocks desperately lacked last season. And a couple players going to the bench now. Will we have a timeout, perhaps? That's
needed timeout.
Looking like a timeout, yeah. Head coach of the Tigers, Matt Loughran, calls his timeout here for a gassed Clemson squad. And now's probably a solid time to note that Clemson playing with a short bench tonight, only 15 skaters. Not all of their players could make it. But, again, the short bench, important to get a rest here for Clemson. They will use their one and only timeout. It's a bit early to be using that timeout, but again, after what we just saw, you got to use that timeout.
Absolutely. This offensive attack has been spectacular coming out of the gate in the second period. We've got 13 minutes to go here, and there have been an unrelenting amount of shots on Badger.
Looking like more of a power play in those last few moments for South Carolina than 5-on-5. I don't know if anybody at home was able to notice this, but the all 5 Clemson players collapsed within the face-off dots and within the tops of the circles. And if you're on the penalty kill, that's okay. That's a substantial way that a lot of teams run their penalty kill with the diamond or the small box. But when you got 5 skaters out there and you're retreated below the tops of your own circles and contained inside of those 2 face-off dots, that's you're setting yourself up for an offensive onslaught from the other team, and that's exactly what they got. Murray wins the face-off forward. Looks like they'll pick up right where they left off. No surprise here. Surwa goes with his energy line. 12:49 to go here. A tie hockey game. Clemson tries to get it back out. Wristed back in by Sorey. Chipped all the way to the other side. A chance there. Avery Pruden looked like he wanted to take one. Backhanded in. Couldn't be gloved down. Matt Owen backhanded that one in. A hit there by Zach Weeks. Matt Owen takes a hit now. And they'll try to poke it away. Dave Murray still got it. Hops over his stick, though. Murray, the last man back. Murray retreats, Clemson takes this opportunity to get more players on. And now stretch pass. Picked up, headed the other direction by Matt Owen. Owen drops for Weeks, a shot right into that glove. He saw it all the way, and Jacob Badger will snare that for a face-off.
Well, Badger has been getting tested consistently, while Lynch on the other end hasn't been tested since that last goal by Clemson. South Carolina's offense has been so dominant, and our possession has been so strong in the second period. Lynch hasn't had to do much.
It's a situation that can be good and bad for all parties involved. You get Zach Lynch a break, but if you go too long without seeing any rubber, you maybe start to lose focus. So the mental toughness being tested for one goaltender right now, and the physical toughness being tested in Jacob Badger. Back ahead for Clemson off the skate. Carolina says no, back the other way. Mecca dodges a check. He took a little bit of it. He still got it. Shoots one. Just past the stick there. Kept it at the point. Nick Peters shoots one into the corner. Mecca in to get it for South Carolina. Mecca to Tenji, the Gamecock captain. Can't get a good pass there. He'll whack at it. Puck comes free to Clemson. Van Dusen, a big hit there. Kicked through by South Carolina. Into the chest there of Jake Tenji. Clemson to get it now. They swirl around. If they could get a pass connected there, would have been an odd man rush. Duncan Hickman back for South Carolina. Clemson looking back on their heels as far as one can be here in this second period. Chance right through the goal mouth. Right past Lynch. A shot from the point goes off the outside of the cage. Official watches that one out. A bit of a gasp here from the crowd here in South Carolina. And now the other side, Cam Mecca brings it back in for the Gamecocks. Likes that left side. Shoots one low off the blocker there. Nice save by Jacob Badger. Wristing one long shot. Smacked away by Badger. Behind the goal. Clemson's going to have to pick it up here as we approach the 10-minute mark. And about the halfway point here, this hockey game. Wristed back in by South Carolina. Out to get it is Badger. Out to pressure now, Ian Powderly. He's going to get to it first. Powderly still wants it. Pokes it free out of the skates. A chance in front. Stop there by Badger. Got that left pad down. Powderly still after it. Up around the near side. Retreating now, Evan Hoey. Clemson whacks that one out of the air. Justin Borgie connects to Joseph Halsey. Gamecocks cannot control. Off the boards now. Pushed ahead. Powderly still got it. Loses the puck. Not the result they wanted there. Picked up the other way. Clemson, here they come. Jack Webster leads the Tigers in the charge. Carolina off the turnover. The other way, Powderly again. He's going to try to hang on to the puck this time. On his backhand, he'll wheel it around behind the goal line. He gets followed by three Tigers. Back out, Hoey, a long shot, tipped in front, it just goes wide. Ronan Egan back on the ice now for South Carolina. Gets it back up to Hoey, he can't hold it in, he'll have to regroup. Everyone will have to come back. Hoey will just chip it back out into the boards behind Jacob Badger. Line change for the Gamecocks. Under 10 to go here in period number 2. Near side boards, taking a huge hit there. And now a chance if he can get by him. Paul Cunningham with speed. He's got one goal tonight. He gets knocked down. Looks like it was going to be an odd man rush there for Paul Cunningham. And that chance over as soon as it began. Paul Cunningham denied of another goal. Bit of a dangerous pass there. Almost intercepted at the blue line by Clemson. Now they will get it back in. Chipped away. Brian Storr back to get it for South Carolina. And Nick Nardslicko decides he wants it a little bit more. Nardslicko, again, a bit of a dangerous pass right through the slot in your defensive zone. Wristed in. Nick Nardslicko for Carolina. Clemson with a little bit more pressure. They're a bit wary of the situation now. All the way back it comes. Clemson. Storr wants that puck. He wants it pretty badly, but Nardslicko says he wants it a different direction. Luke Rudman, one of the goal scorers here for South Carolina. He's got the goal that ties it up here at 2. Now back they come. Hawkinson looks for a lane. Shoots one just past the blocker of Badger. And the Gamecocks hold it in. Nice play there by Nardslicko. Shoots one and a big lateral push right to left there by Jacob Badger. He snares that puck in his glove. We'll get a whistle and a face-off here to Badger's left with 8:35 to go here in the second period. And just again, bit of a correction here. Jimmy Piachnik. We've been saying Jimmy Peachnik all night. Pronunciations are just about as hard to come by as statistics here in the ACHA. So apologies there to Jimmy. In the corner now, Gamecocks will try to mine that puck out. Matt Owen still after it. Zach Weeks after it some more. Hit by Owen. Bringing it back in now. Some contact there. A jousting competition ends with Clemson having possession, flipping it back out, played down to the stick of Avery Pruden, given right away though. Clemson couldn't hold on. Gamecocks will bang that one right back in. And we'll have another stoppage of play and icing. The faceoff will come all the way back down to either the left or right of Zach Lynch. Looks like it'll probably be the right, because that's the way the puck went in on the icing. 8:03 to go here, period number 2. The score not budging despite an absolute onslaught for about 2 or 3 minutes by the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Davey Badger is getting it from the fans right now as he skates over to the glass.
Jake Badger certainly feeling the puck tonight. He's also feeling the heat of a couple of hundred Gamecock fans. We'll see which one is harder to battle through here. And speaking of battles, meanwhile, they battle for it in the South Carolina zone. Dave Murray tries to pick that one out. A centering pass would not go. Back in to get it. Drummond lays a heavy hit on. He couldn't even stay on his own feet. Wristed back out. It hit one of the Gamecocks on the way out. Clemson can't keep it in, and that'll be picked up by South Carolina. Chance there in front of centering pass, almost backhanded in. Zach Weeks and Dillon Jacob, Zach Weeks and Matt Owen almost connected there. Matt Owen has it there. He's knocked off the puck. It'll be backhanded down. Gamecocks narrowly escape a too many men penalty. Puck almost hit one of the guys coming over the boards. Duncan Hickman to control. And he's cross-checked down to the ice. No penalty. Clemson got the puck. A chance in front. Only fanned on it. Beautiful chance off of the hit on Hickman. Clemson very nearly taking the lead here, 3-2. Just about 7 minutes to go here in the second. Picked up by Mecca. Pops over his stick. Rolls in behind Badger. Mecca on the forecheck. They'll get in after it. Mecca stays with it. Solid work there by Mecca. He takes a whack at the Clemson defender. No call there. And behind the goal now, Matthew Mancini for Clemson. He'll play it to his defensive partner, Nick Baltus. Tenji couldn't get it to go. Van Duzen now. Out to the point. A long wrister just wide of the goal. Tenji, a steep angle shot. Save made. And the rebound still up in the air. They can't poke away at it. Puck jarred free into the corner. Clemson in danger of being forced back on their heels. They get it out. Can they get the heat out? They'll skate it ahead. With speed tonight, Alex Schreiber. Schreiber brings it in over the line. That offensive attempt stymied by South Carolina. They'll bring it back ahead. Tenji trying to get a stick on it before that puck gets into the zone. Baltus now for Clemson. Seeks refuge in behind his own goaltender as that clock just crests the 6-minute mark. Breakout pass, beautifully executed there by Joe Halsey. Bringing it ahead and a player down to the ice. Zach Lynch pokes that puck into the corner. Nards-Licko gets it for South Carolina. Back ahead they come, and stretch pass picked up the blue line by Ben Smith. Smith drops it off. Almost a chance for Nards-Licko, and Clemson going to be a chance the other way if they hurry. Austin Borghi in on goal. Backhander knocked away. Zach Lynch didn't even have to make a save. The other way come the Gamecocks. 3-on-2 if they hurry. 3 men strong. It's Ben Smith. Centering pass. Powderly couldn't settle that puck down. Into the corner they go. Rotation here for the Gamecocks. Back out to the point. Soar. Blue line shot knocked away. Wouldn't get to the goal. Knocked away. And Brian Soar gloves that shot down. Goes off a couple of legs. Soar still with it. Brian Soar shot off the, looks like the glove of the pad there of Badger. Clemson brings it back the other way. The ice evening out here. A long shot. Hit Lynch in the mask. And let me tell you, that sounds like a car crash if you're the goaltender making that save. But he hangs on to it. And we'll get a stoppage of play. 5:11 to go. Period number 2. A tie hockey game.
We were getting a lot of shots, Dillon, but a lot of missed opportunities. You saw in the Clemson offensive zone, had that centering pass that Clemson offense just fanned on, had an open chance on net. And on the other end, multiple fast breaks where South Carolina couldn't capitalize, and the score is still tied at 2.
Ian Powderly, a nice chance after the zone entry by he and I believe Jake Tenji. Chance just ended up going wide. And a twirling face-off win there by South Carolina. Looked pretty, but it'll result in an icing and pretty much negate anything that would have happened. Aiden Evans back to get it for Clemson. He won't have to do much work, though, as the official will take it from here. Had a chance to speak with some Gamecock alumni. Dave Cochran up in the broadcast booth during the intermission, talking about what it's like to be on the other side of a Gamecock hockey game, meaning in the stands and not on the ice. Interesting perspective there by Cochran. Dropped off now for Siegfried. Shoots one, and where's the puck? It's loose. They put it into the net. Corey Hawkinson, the Tigers won't like that one. After the play was blown dead, Hawkinson deposits that puck in, and the officials having to separate Hawkinson and one of the Clemson players. Tensions rising some more here. 4:50 to go in period number 2.
I don't know if Badger knew where that puck was as he dropped loose after the whistle. You can hear the fans angry with that one.
Piaknik getting into the face there of Corey Hawkinson. Looks like the official, it looks like the puck wasn't entirely covered, but the official lost sight of it. Therefore, the play's got to be blown dead. Puck in the skates there. Pruden can't handle. 2-on-1 the other way for Clemson. Here come the Tigers, and another whistle. Offsides called. Gamecock fans will certainly be more happy with this one. Clemson, not so much. Matt Lochran animated on the bench, but the official's rule stands. Faceoff will come outside of Carolina territory.
And another missed opportunity for Clemson. Had a 2-on-1 opportunity. Couldn't keep it in front of the blue line. Got all offsides, and now there'll be a faceoff.
You can feel the urgency rising for both teams, evidenced there by that offsides. More line changes to go here. We've seen a lot of the first line by Alan Serwa. That's to be expected. Cameron Mecca, Jake Tenji, and Bobby Van Duzen on that right side. An equal amount, I would say, of looks like Ben Smith, Ian Powderly, and Ronan Egan, the rookie, on that right side. Right now, they'll go with the energy line, as we've called it all night. Matthew Owen, Zach Weeks, and David Murray. Onto the back end, Duncan Hickman can't get it out. Yes, he can. The Clemson Tigers bring it back in offsides. There'll be another offensive zone, just outside the offensive zone face-off. Clemson will have to restart yet again. Baltus having a bit of words with the official there. On the draw, Alex Schreiber tries to poke it free. Onto the backside for South Carolina. Hickman, defensive partner, gets it up to Dave Murray. 2-on-2. Murray cuts to the slot. Puck bouncing. He couldn't settle it down. Now still loose. Murray battles for it. Into the corner they go. Zach Weeks. Puck held in. That was a nice play there. Drop pass between the legs of Matt Owen. A long shot by Hickman. Tipped in front. A save made. A cover. Badger relentless in goal, just as the Gamecocks have been relentless on offense. And with just a couple of clicks over 4 minutes to go here in the second period, we will have a face-off yet again. The game really being segmented now by all these whistles, but still a high-tempo offense for both teams in between the whistles, once they can get a push going.
Absolutely. The second period has been electric. A lot of offensive chances for both teams, but the goalies have held up so far as the score remains 2-2.
On the back end, Dave Murray wins it forward again. A long shot. The short shot goes wide. Back out to the point now. Backhander. Tried to connect Nick Peters to Duncan Hickman. And the puck spiked away off the boards away from Dave Murray. Nick Peters going to have to chase it down. Icing will be waved off. Peters shrugs off a check behind the goal. That pass won't connect. Offensive zone turnover for the Gamecocks. Hickman's got it. They'll try to go back the other way. Nick Peters, the defenseman, leading the rush here. Peters kicks it up to his stick from his skate. Not much chance generated by that, but it looked cool. Off the boards again. Peters still down low. He's got to get back to his point. Hit there by Zach Weeks. Clemson can't really come away with the puck. Poked in. Good work by the Gamecocks trying to keep that in the offensive zone. Equally good work there by the Tigers. Christian Suter trying to bring it back ahead. And that'll be picked up by Halsey. Halsey wristing one. Blocker save there by Lynch. The rebound cleared out into the corner. Nice support there by the Gamecock defenders on their goaltender. And one of the Gamecocks awkwardly falls into the boards. Clipped there by one of the Tigers. They'll bring it back ahead with speed. Van Duzen offsides. And unable to get back to the line in time was Matt Owen. And the player into the boards, it looked like it was Dave Murray. He got clipped a little bit by one of the Tigers. Not a dirty play, but just a bit of a freak play. Glad to see that Dave Murray's okay. Again, we've seen our fair share of injuries here in the last few years here at South Carolina. Don't want to see any more. Point-to-point pass. Nards-Licko can't handle it. Back out the other way it comes. Tigers read.
Big hit.
Oh, man. Paul Cunningham didn't see what was coming. Mecca weaving through the defenders. Jake Tenji, his center. Nice pass ahead. Mecca can't handle it. Still loose in the slot. Tigers have to take that out of there. A lot of pucks just sitting there in the slot to be picked up by whoever wants it more. Tenji. Puck goes off a skate to the point. In front, Tenji tries to get it to one of his wingers on the back end. Sora long shot just goes wide.
I tell you what, Dillon, Mecca has been playing like he wants it. He is creating so many offensive opportunities, and the move from the defensive zone all the way down the ice is very impressive.
Cameron Mecca, as he tumbles down towards the ice, trying to prove that he belongs on this roster. Chance in front, backhander, big save there. Puck still loose, now they blow the whistle. Doing a little bit of a snow angel there. Jacob Badger, he sits on the puck with 2:20 to go here in the second period. And the Gamecocks denied once more, but they are moving ever closer to that important next goal. Whoever scores it, it's going to be huge. 2:20 to go here in period number 2. Whew.
You expect a big celly for the next one, Dillon. This game has been back and forth, and I tell you what, that chance was very close. Great save by Badger there.
We're going to need a break here after this period. Can't imagine how the players feel. One forward, a shot goes off a stick there. Gamecocks love winning that faceoff forward. Ian Powderly as well as Dave Murray. And Clemson poked off a stick there. Ben Smith knows he got the puck, didn't know where it went though. They'll bring it back out the other way. Cameron Lamont. Far side pass picked up by Pruden. Pruden faces some pressure. We'll have a whistle here. Stoppage in play for an unknown reason. But for right now, we'll stick with what we do know, and that's the play stopped. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the second. Looking like either an offsides or a hand pass. They'll move the puck, they'll move the face-off all the way down just outside the Clemson zone. And now just inside the Clemson zone. Boy, I wish we still had someone down at ice level. On the face-off, it'll be Hatton again. Excuse me, not Hatton. Jeez, Ian Powderly for the Gamecocks. Hatton, one of the graduates last year for South Carolina. Powderly wins it, but he wins it to no one. Lamont back ahead wearing the A for Clemson tonight. He'll chip it into the corner. A cautious zone entry here by Clemson. Avery Pruden chips it by. Kept in by one of the Tigers whose jersey seems to be just a little bit darker than everyone else's. Ben Smith down the left side. Tries to drop off for a center. Chipped out. Gamecocks regroup. Hoey, the big defenseman, sends down Justin Borgie. Borgie, the Tiger who, I don't know if you can tell, his jersey just a little grayer than everyone else's. Justin Borgie facing the full force that is Evan Hoey.
Under a minute 30 here to go. We're going to have a face-off in the Clemson zone. South Carolina would like nothing more than a quality chance before this period ends.
No surprise here, Alan Serwa puts out Duncan Hickman on the point for this face-off. The Gamecocks running their offense through the top of the zone near the blue line. Big point shots from Nardzliko, Hickman, Brian Soar. Another face-off, one forward. Had to be covered up there by Badger, making sure Badger stays on his toes and equal to the task there. Jake Badger handing the puck back to the official. And more reinforcements come from a depleted Clemson bench. Gamecocks will maintain the 5 players, the 5 skaters they have out on the ice. Face-off one now. Long shot just goes wide. It'll have to be kept in by Hickman. Hickman playing on his off wing, able to keep the puck in. Hickman goes down to the ice. Clemson's got the puck. Kept in. Hawkinson. Nice move there by Hawkinson to shield that puck from the impending Tigers. Underneath. It'll be Luke Rudman after it for South Carolina. 4 players tangle there. Comes free to Clemson, wristed in between the 2 defenders. On the ice now for South Carolina, Duncan Hickman, as well as Nick Peters. Peters back to get it on the negated icing. Dave Murray, one-touch pass, bumped ahead. Hawkinson couldn't control. Another hit there. Hickman. Hawkinson's got it again. Hawkinson's got the whole Clemson team after him. A long shot popped up in the air. Whacked at there. Boy, you can hear that from all the way up here. Poked away there by the goaltender Badger. Into the corner. Murray can't handle it. Murray really just a burst of speed, and now we've got a penalty here. Hickman tangling in front with, it's looking like Jared Cohen. And we will have another stoppage of play. 31.8 to go here in period number 2. We're going to have some players headed to the box.
It will be the Clemson captain, Christian Suda, with the penalty. And with 32 seconds to play here, Gamecocks will have a man up advantage.
Suda gets tagged with a minor. Gamecocks try to give their power play a workout here. They've seen a decent amount of work on the penalty kill. Now they'll get a chance to flex their power play muscles here. And if they can move the puck like they did 5-on-5, they should have no trouble here moving that puck around the perimeter 5-on-4. Face-off one. Van Dusen trying to keep the Clemson Tigers off the puck. A beautiful sprawling play. Poked away there by Isaiah Jackson. That's why he wears the A for the Tigers. South Carolina winds it back up. Murray barely avoids a check there, and he just stays in after that puck. Murray again. Mecca now wristed up over the glove of Jake Tenji's. The final 10 seconds come up on that clock. Zach Lynch will leave it for a defender. Soar skates through lazily. Now a chance here. Mecca trying to beat the horn. Mecca's shot blocked by the stick of Aiden Evans. Wouldn't have mattered anyway as the horn had sounded. Second period expired. We've gone through 2 periods here at the Plex. We've got 2 goals aside, and the Gamecocks just under 2 minutes to go here on the power play. Clocking in at about 1:29 to go when the third period resumes. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have the second intermission report for you. And shortly after that, we will bring you the third period here. Clemson in South Carolina. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Capital City Sports Network, all presented by SGTV. All right, welcome back for the second intermission report here. We got a tie hockey game, 4 goals split evenly between USC and the Clemson Tigers, and zone possession a pretty big factor here in that second period. The Gamecocks not exactly forechecking very strong in the first period. They flipped the script in the second. The shot's 18-9 after 2 periods of play, and it shows, doesn't show on the scoreboard, but it shows in the chance department, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Chances have been enormous for the Gamecocks. I think they're out shooting Clemson 18-9 right now. The possession has been unreal. There was that 2.5-minute stretch where it was just shots on shots on shots, and Clemson couldn't get out of their defensive zone. I'm sure the goalie, Badger, is getting a workload right now.
Clemson already battling, as we said, with a short bench. 15 skaters here at the Plex tonight. A considerable amount fewer than what they normally have, but we'll take you back. If you're just joining us, we'll recap the scoring here in the first period. Ben Smith started off for the Gamecocks, and then Clemson came back. Baltus evened it at 1, and we did not stop there. Rudman, his first goal as a Gamecock, the freshman, put South Carolina out ahead 2-1, but the most recent one, Cunningham for Clemson, is the one that gets us to the 2-2 score we find ourselves at now. At one end, Zach Lynch is just trying to stay busy, trying to keep himself in it mentally. He doesn't see a lot of shots for 2, 3, 4 minutes, and then all of a sudden he's going to whack a puck behind the goal line. So Lynch has to stay focused for South Carolina. Badger's got to stay on fire for Clemson if both of these teams want to win.
Absolutely. You said it perfectly. It's a mental game for Lynch right now. He has to stay focused, and he has to be ready to show up whenever, because right now he's not getting a lot of chances. He came up with a big poke check there in the second period. And on the other end, Badger, wow, he's had a great game so far, and Clemson is definitely going to need him to keep it up if they want to win this game.
Last time these two teams played, if you remember, back in February, a 9-0 routing of the Gamecocks by Clemson, and it appears the South Carolina players that haven't graduated haven't forgotten about that either. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, the third period here in Irma between South Carolina and Clemson. You're watching the Capital City Sports Network on SGTV. Welcome back for the third period here in Irmo. Dillon Clark alongside Zach McKinstry. Tied at 2 here. Clemson and South Carolina. Gamecocks will start this period in 29 seconds. Power play time. Obviously, since there's time left on the clock, they weren't able to convert on it. On the first 30 seconds of it, Tenji will start out for South Carolina. Van Duzen on Cameron Mecca on that left side. Powerful first line here for South Carolina. And Brian Soar, he's going to play with Nick Peters now instead of Nick Nardzlicko. And for Clemson, they'll have their defensive specialists out for sure. Mecca off the face-off win. Van Duzen can't get it in. Nick Peters. Soar. Now a bump pass. Tenji tried to go to Mecca. And now Peters going to have to bring it himself. A little stutter step there. He can't get around the defender. And into the corner they go. Mecca hard on that one. Clemson trying to get it out. Tenji curls around that face-off dot. Clemson gets a stick on it, wristed all the way down. Just past the goaltender. Justin Borghi, the Clemson penalty killer, taking the tension off of them. Mecca to get it. A nice hit there. Puck still free in behind the goal. Van Duzen and Soar come together. Mecca behind the net. Gamecocks looking like they're going to set up here. Mecca drops one off now below the goal line. Dave Murray. Murray sets up office. Mecca shoots one. Tipped in front. And the face-off and some punches thrown. Sticks and gloves up high. Jake Badger had that puck covered. Somebody took a whack at it. And then Clemson took a whack at him. 19:06 to go here. Period number 3. 35 seconds remain on the Gamecock power play.
That shot very similar to the first goal that South Carolina scores. You have a bouncing puck that Badger just got a hold of. And once again, a check after the play. Clemson players unhappy.
Face-off one. Nardzlicko. Free and powderly. Now Dave Murray on that near side wall. Back out to the point. Nardzlicko thinks better of the shot. Now he wants it back. Nardzlicko fans on. It's going to be a chance the other way for Clemson. Here they come. Paul Cunningham. He's got a goal already. Cunningham turns back. Short-handed for Clemson. He's got a lane now. Cunningham to the goal. A pass right through the slot. Now a chance from the back end. Save made by Lynch. Clemson now. They're gassed now. 9 seconds to go on this penalty. Into the skates it goes. Ben Smith can't get a hold of that puck. Thunders off the glass right in front of some squeamish fans. Nick Nardzlicko, as the penalty expires, 18.5 to go here. Period number 3. Hickman chips it around his man. Hickman trying to wrestle away from Halsey. Goes back in. Far side board in front of the Carolina bench. Nick Nardzlicko gotta have a couple of Clemson forecheckers to deal with. On the control breakout, Duncan Hickman. Native of Salt Lake City, Utah. Played some double in AAA there. Now anchors the blue line for South Carolina. Evan Hoey, the sophomore. Wristing one from the corner there. From the circle. Chance for Hawkinson. Now they'll dig for it. Hawkinson squirts out to the point. Hoey winds one, and that one blocked in front. Couldn't even see where that puck went. It was going so fast. Skipping puck goes into the corner now. And looking like Siegfried. Maybe a penalty. Alex Siegfried. Couldn't see what was going on there. The other, while we sort this out, the other Gamecock we talked to up with Dave Cochran, Alec Martone, for those of you that remember, scoring a very important goal in the game against Ole Miss in Nashville, and unfortunately being injured in the ensuing celebration, a knee injury that has kept him out up until this point. He hopes to return for next semester, and that veteran presence, junior Alec Martone, will certainly bring back to the Gamecocks here, but the youth is not a problem here for the Gamecocks. Far side for Clemson. That breakout is stymied by the Gamecocks. Brought back in. Ronan Egan for Dave Murray. Murray drops it off now and tried to curl it back out. Matt Owen couldn't handle it. Zach Weeks back in the locker room being evaluated for a concussion. We have reports that he's done for the night. So a bit of a shake-up to this fourth line here for South Carolina. Puck just past the stick of Hoey. He's going to have one of the Tigers in after him with a decent amount of speed. Andrew Butterfield. Butterfield again lays a hit on. And now Drummond for Hoey. 2 Tigers against him. Hoey makes the safe play to Drummond, and Drummond does the same for Hoey. Out off the boards now. Matt Owen back for Hoey. Gamecocks getting suffocated a bit here in the defensive zone. Maybe that's not the best word. Pressured a little bit. Pressured for sure. Hoey back in the defensive zone. Meanwhile, it comes off a stick. Battled ahead there. Egan, a nice touch pass. Can Murray get to it? He pokes it free. Are the Gamecocks onside? Yes, they are. Matt Owen goes after it. with Murray breaking towards the net. Ronan Egan rotates for support. Flipped off the boards. Couldn't be kept in. Drummond whacks it back in. The Gamecocks will have to touch in, touch up, as a Gamecocks chant erupts here in Irmo.
This could be the sparks that the Gamecocks need.
Starting to sound a little bit more like a volleyball game. Wonder when Gamecock Jesus is going to show up. 3-on-2 for South Carolina. Shot! Big pad save there. Badger denying, looked like Cameron Mecca. And Nick Nardslicko will have to retrieve and wind it back up. Just under 16 to go here. Period number 3. A tie hockey game. Jake Tenji tries to shake through. He couldn't do it. And the puck comes free. Almost a odd man rush. It drifts back in on Zach Lynch. Icing waved out. Lynch gets a touch on it, but won't do much there. Puck off the back of the cage. Gamecocks will fight for it. Avery Pruden able to work it out ahead. Cameron Mecca battles for it. Puck hits Mecca up high, and if he's got a burst of speed, he can split the defense, but Cameron Mecca has it poked off his stick. Pruden will have to send it back. They'll regroup. Mecca will touch up Hickman, and puck brought in off sides by Bobby Van Duzen. And we still had 1 foot on the blue line, so they couldn't have blown the play dead on the offsides. But we do have a stoppage of play, that's for sure. Some fresh bodies on in Garnet as well as White. As time ticks off the clock here in the third period, I bet Clemson has to be wondering about the possibilities of a tie. They've already tied 3 hockey games this season. They'd like to get the 2 points here, but for a Gamecock team that's 2-0 to start this campaign, I'm sure they want those 2 points just as much as everyone else. Hawkinson picks it up now, down the left wing for South Carolina. Tries to bring it out wide. A backhand shot, gloved again. Jacob Badger getting a workout for his leather. And he's equal to the task yet again. 15-13 to go, period number 3. We'll get a face-off.
I tell you what, if the Gamecocks continue to put this kind of pressure on Badger, he will crack before the end of this game. Tons of shots. And Badger's glove has been the difference so far.
Clemson lost their last 3 games, and they had a brief stint down in Nashville, the Ford Ice Center, if you'll remember, where the SEC tournament was played last year. So they're looking to right the ship here as that puck pops way up into the air. And behind the goal line, chance in front, now comes back. Peters, a shot, he fanned on it. Clemson just able to pitchfork that one all the way down the ice. Icing for a fortunate group of Gamecocks called. They'll have another line change. Hickman kicks that puck ahead, and that faceoff will come all the way back down. A beautiful chance there in the slot there for Nick Peters, winding up and trying to wire one through the back of the net. It got more of his toe than anything. Ben Smith for the faceoff here for South Carolina. His faceoff wins have been crucial last season for sure, but tonight as well, we're seeing the faceoff winning capabilities of Ben Smith. He's able to play the center position. He's able to play the wing. An extremely versatile tool for Alan Surwa and the Gamecocks. Delay here as the officials get their books straight, as it seems they have. And we'll be able to get the game back started again here. Smith wins it forward. Again, right in on goal as more players collide. I'm going to start keeping track of that stat, how many times the Gamecocks win the puck forward on a faceoff. You see it more towards the end of the game when you got the goalie pulled, you only got a couple seconds left. Then you see them try to win it forward again, maybe shoot it off the faceoff. But it's quite unusual to see this amount of faceoffs won in that manner. But hey, at least you're winning faceoffs. Clemson on the restart. Back in, Hoey put one off the paddle of Badger. Lost there, some heavy forechecking there by Ben Smith. Puck curled around the outside boards. Matt Owen back underneath for Smith. Smith doesn't like what he sees. Tries to center one, it goes off a skate. They'll work it back out to the point now. Drummond winds, shoots one, it goes off a skate, up into the netting. And unbeknownst to Jacob Badger, who didn't see that puck at all, we'll have a stoppage in play yet again. More fresh bodies. At this point, for Alan Surwa, what is the main focus here as time ticks off in the third period? If you're Alan Surwa, what is your primary focus right now?
Right now, I think they need to keep doing what they're doing offensively, get shots on net. Got to prevent the fast break, because that's what's killed them these 2 goals earlier. And if they can get what they had going in the second period, I think you could see a goal here soon.
Rudman takes a hit. That shot flicked all the way up into the metal support beams holding the roof up. I want to be a little careful there. And we'll have, guess what, another face-off. 14-10 to go here. If I haven't said it often, 2-2 the score. And we have a bit of a false start there on the face-off. Someone's going to get waved out. It's going to be Dave Murray. The fans skeptical of that call. Murray's going to stay in on the face-off. Okay, he wins it forward again. Flipped back out by Clemson. They're just going to take the icing. Although the hustle here by the Tigers might negate it. Nards-Licko faces some heavy pressure there. Isaiah Jackson won't relinquish control. Behind again, chopped away. Jackson's got it. Takes a hit there. Rimmed off the glass. It popped off a stanchion a bit awkwardly. Clemson will control at center ice. Mancini will wrist it off the dasher. Gamecocks with the D-to-D pass. Sword doesn't like what he sees. Now he does. Tries to get it through. Tipped off the stick of Rudman. Gamecocks go back it again. Luke Rudman, again, his first goal as a Gamecock tonight is the one that knots it at 2. He wants the pack. Murray a shot, looking for the glove side. And it goes all the way back up into the glass. Nards-Licko from the point. Back underneath. Rudman again. Dodges a check. More Clemson players and has some support from Rudman's teammates. Gamecocks whack that puck back in. The breakout, a strong point early in the game for Clemson. Right now, looking like the fatigue effect has had. The fatigue has had an effect on the bodies as well as the minds of the Tigers. Murray now, a chance through the slot. Murray can't hang on to that puck. Goes into the corner. It's just poked a little bit by Jake Badger.
Another great chance that they couldn't capitalize on.
Puck's just rolling off a guy's sticks. I don't know what it is. I don't know. They need to put more tape on it, more wax. Maybe some fly paper to keep that puck on the stick. Now a chance here. Offsides called. Almost a chance there for Cam Mika. They get whistled down. Ronan Egan stayed behind a little too long in that offensive zone. Speaking of Ronan Egan, 3 goals. Again, as we mentioned, that trip down to Gainesville, but perhaps more importantly to him, the native of Pennsylvania won the Philadelphia Flyers Cup last season with his high school team, St. Joseph Prep. And so we've got a champion now on the roster here at South Carolina, looking to bring that expertise and that winning mentality to a team that barely cracked 500 last season. Batted away by Nick Peters. Clemson will try to chip it away. They can't get a solid touch on it. Now they do. They'll come 3 strong. Just wrist one on goal. Kicked out dangerously there by Zach Lynch. A little lackadaisical in his rebound control there. The Gamecocks get it started back the other way. Tempo slowing down here. Another shot just kicked aside by Badger. Into the corner now. Backhanded. The captain for Clemson. Cena moves it up the wall. Captain for South Carolina, Tenji, throws that one up over the glass. We got another stoppage here. If anything, it's given these players a chance to take a breath, where they have been skating as hard as they possibly can all night. This is some of the best skating we've seen in the last 365 days for the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Absolutely. Back and forth here between the teams. Offensive opportunities, a lot of missed chances on both sides. The first one to capitalize on this missed chance could be the winner in this one.
Matt Owen bouncing between lines now. He's on with Hawkinson and Alex Siegfried. Some forecheck here by Hawkinson. He's got a chance. A shot absorbed wonderfully there by Jacob Badger. And the forecheck of South Carolina continuing to be as dangerous as it ever was. A bit of a mental slip there by the Clemson defenders. And Hawkinson hops right on that puck. Hawkinson, a sophomore this year. It was a very physical game. A chance in front, just knocked away. Gamecocks will have to bring this one back out to center. They're going to be picked up, thrown off the dasher, just past the official skate, out to no man's land. Now a chance for Clemson, winding one off the blocker. And the rebound's got to be whacked away. Still loose in front, through a couple of skates. One of the Tigers goes down. They've still got it. Pruden and Hawkinson trying to get it out for South Carolina. Rubbed out along the far side boards. Siegfried still doesn't know where that puck is. New defender will jump on for South Carolina. Brian Soar absorbs that shot, tries to get a hit in. Makes contact, but unable to knock down his intended target, Paul Cunningham. Back the other way, Murray steps through the middle, shoots one, and hard shot. Just had to be fought off there by Badger. We'll get a stoppage again. And Badger certainly feeling the confidence at this point in the hockey game.
Yeah, Dave Murray definitely wants to hop in on this score sheet. He wants a goal badly as well, as he's making moves into the middle, into the slot, and getting shots off.
Murray certainly one of the standout guys at tryouts back in September. You can see it from right then. He was kind of the guy that darts all over the ice. Bit reminiscent of Carl Hagelin, recently traded to the Los Angeles Kings by Pittsburgh. But that's the NHL. This is the ACHA. We'll focus in here. Clemson trying to break it out. Knocked down, regrouped for Smith off the boards. And now Clemson will take over. A chance back the other way for Halsey. Halsey shoots one from long range. That one stopped by Zach Lynch. Off the boards again. Powderly can't handle it. Powderly stripped of the puck. Having it again now. Halsey tries to get towards the middle. A big collision there. Halsey didn't know what hit him. Dave Murray takes one dangerously in front of his own goal. Murray brings it out to his backhand. On his off wing, he cuts to the middle again. Shoots one. Blocker save there by the goaltender. Narns-Licko in to get it. Narns-Licko tries to get one across to the point. No one home there. It's going to be a break the other way for Clemson. Halsey, if he had a bit more gas in the tank, certainly would have taken that one all the way to the net. Narns-Licko taking a few whacks from Halsey off the boards. Ken Tenji pick it up. He gets a stick on it. Pokes it in behind. Looking like Nick Baltus. Chance in front. Oh, an open net. Wide open chance for South Carolina. A blown tire negates that one. Dumped in. Lamont in to get it for Clemson. South Carolina on the regroup. 9:30 to go here. A 2-2 hockey game here at the Plex in Irmo. Off the boards. Nice pressure here. Tenji's going to move it back down low. Mecca looks in front. Popped off the shaft of his stick into the near side boards. And now a chance again. Comes back to the point. Van Dusen the shot. A headhunter. Fortunately catches no one other than the glass, and Mecca rubbed out along the far side boards. Now at the point. Brings one in. A shot. He scores! A bomb from the point. Duncan Hickman gives the Gamecocks the lead with just over 9 to go here in period number 3.
What an absolute slapper that was.
Duncan Hickman, the senior, gets his first of the campaign here. Excuse me, second of the campaign here. What an absolute bullet. He had all day to walk that blue line and just fire an absolute laser into the back of the net. Low to the stick side. Badger probably didn't see it until it was about 5 inches in front of his blocker.
Boy, are these Gamecocks pumped up right now. The fans are electric, and that goal just brought life into this building.
Certainly one of the energy guys and one of the leaders in that South Carolina locker room. Club president Duncan Hickman gives the Gamecocks the lead 3-2 with just about 9 to go here. Clemson probably going to feed off that goal just as much as South Carolina. There's a sense of urgency now. Centering pass goes off a skate. Zach Lynch puts the paddle down, puts the glove on top, smothers for a face-off, and Paul Cunningham's going to have to look for another way to the net. The atmosphere tonight, as opposed to any other South Carolina game, there is no comparing it. This is just, there is a buzz in this building that is not usually felt by a hockey game in the South, and it really is quite remarkable. Sore wrist one around the boards. First player to get it wears an orange sweater. Ben Smith back to it. He'll put it off the boards. Narns-Licko to help him out. Chips it off the glass. Now a D-to-D pass can't be handled. Powderly able to smother that one. He takes a hit. Bringing it back ahead now. Smith in to get it. Heading towards the net now. Rudman. Now behind the goal. The puck comes all the way around the boards. Trying to chip it past the defender. Held in nicely there by Narns-Licko. Gamecocks buzzing around the offensive zone. Can't get the sustained pressure they want. Well, now they'll come together along the near side boards. And they might stay there for a while. Poking for it. Now it comes free a little bit. Pushed back in. Brian Soar. His forwards thank him as they scurry off to the bench. And the next set of Gamecocks storms onto the ice. It's going to be Hawkinson's line. Right in front of the Clemson bench. They'll go D-to-D. Nice pass up the near side. McHugh rubbed out there by Hawkinson, and now it's going to be another way. Almost a long shot there. Stick to side. That's going to be Avery Pruden on the chance. Now the puck bounces into the corner again. Still after it. Pruden battling hard for it in that corner. The corner battles tonight, a strength of the Gamecocks and the Tigers alike, as we've got 6 players down low trying to mine that puck out. Still, they can't get anything. Now they'll move it a little bit.
That is a rugby scrum down there.
An absolute scrum. The official might blow this dead soon. You see, they're still moving a little bit. Now it finally comes free, a chance in front on the backhand. Now Drummond's shot just goes wide. Never got to the front of the net. Suda wrists it all the way around for Clemson, all the way down. The puck's going to lose steam, no icing. 6:53 to go here, period number 3. Duncan Hickman, the blast from the point, giving South Carolina the lead very recently here in this period. Badger will leave it for a defenseman. They'll go behind the net. Breakout. Stopped there by Hawkinson. Coming out was Badger. Good job knocking that puck into the corner. A solid chance there for Corey Hawkinson. Back down low. Hawkinson again moves it in front and a fanned-on attempt. Almost a chance to make it 2 there for Van Duzen. Van Duzen gets a stick on it. Clemson can't get it out of the zone. Now they do. It pops over a stick of one of the Gamecocks. Pushed back in. And Clemson will take a breather here. Just about 6 to go here, period number 3.
That was some great passing by the Gamecocks down low. Almost had another goal there out in front, but another missed opportunity.
Their work below the net, unparalleled in this hockey game. Into the far side corner. Nick Peters on the backhand to his defensive partner and goal scorer now, Duncan Hickman. Long stretch pass, far side blue line. They've got a chance. Matt Owen on the breakaway. Oh, and what a glove save. Absolute larceny by Jacob Badger. Matt Owen thought he had one in the back of the net, and Badger slams the door. What a stop.
Wow. Wow. First off, what an incredible pass down ice to lead to the open breakaway. One on goalie, and Badger won that one. That was an incredible glove save.
We've got a 2:11 in progress here at the Plex. Police will be here shortly. Back. Meanwhile, Clemson tries to rim it around their inside zone. Backhanded in. Does Peters keep it? Now a chance. Murray cutting through the slot like he does so often. Shooting one from long range. Still loose. And now sprawling out is Badger. They get it free. Peters keeps it in though. The scramble is on. Peters down low. Chance in front. Still loose. Does it go in? It scores! The official has signaled a goal. They score! The Gamecocks make it 4.
Unrelentless. Unrelentless, this attack.
Judging by this celebration, Luke Rudman has his second as a Gamecock. And that's the one that makes it 4-2. 5:29 to go here in period number 3. Advantage South Carolina. Still a lot of time to play, though, if you're Clemson. The student section, I mean, the whole thing is the student section here tonight, if we're being completely honest here. But that far end zone seating area, full of fans, happy to let Jacob Badger know that Luke Rudman just got the best of him for the second time tonight.
And after that goal, veteran on the team, Brian Soar, he goes back and reassures his goalie. He says, we're going to get this win for you.
Brian Soar up off the glass, doing everything he can here. The pressure is on. South Carolina stepping to the middle. Powderly a shot. Does it go in? Stopped and held. And now we've got a bit of a wrap up here. And the officials come in for some litigation. Not as many open fist fights here in the later stages of this game. I think it's a bit more, it's common to see that when these two teams play no matter what. It's a bit more common to see it when the ice is tilted so far in one direction like it was 9-0. And then I think the game before that, the Gamecocks shut out Clemson here on home ice 5-0. That was all the way back in October of 2017.
And you think the Gamecocks forgot that 9-0 loss? They've used that as motivation all offseason, and you can see the results are paying off right now up to.
Looks like we're going to put a penalty up here on the board. Yeah, one of the Tigers in the box right now. And after that goal by Luke Rudman, the Gamecocks will have a chance here on the power play to make it 5-2 and increase that goal deficit by 3. 5:14 to go here in the third. A pair of goals by Rudman, one by Ben Smith, and another by Duncan Hickman. Those are your 4 Gamecock tallies. The 2 for Clemson, Baltus and Cunningham. Although both have had some solid looks at the net since, no one's put one past Zach Lynch. At least not recently. All the way down, Lynch going to stop it behind his own goal. They want to be careful, figure out what they want to do here, get a solid control breakout. Brian Soar up the gut. Nice pass to the outside there. Murray cuts towards the middle. Dave Murray steps in on the backhand. He'll weave around. Pulls back up towards the blue line. Now he loses it. Could be a 2-on-0 back the other way. Baltus in on Lynch. Shoots one. Big save by Zach Lynch. Squeezing the pads together. And the score remains the same.
We talked about this in the intermission report, Dillon. We needed Lynch to step up mentally and step up in situations where maybe he hasn't been as active in this game. And that was a huge save on the breakaway shorthanded.
A lot of times you'll see a young or new goaltender losing their patience and composure a little bit, especially in situations where you have one of the fastest and best skaters on the team staring you down. Great job by Lynch holding his ground and putting those pads together to get the big stop on a shorthanded chance for Baltus. Back comes South Carolina. Back-checking pressure from Clemson. Now a nice move there by Nick Peters. He's going to hold that puck for as long as he can. Point to point. Mecca shoots one off a stick. In below. Ronan Egan. Back out now. Rudman shoots one. Tipped in front. Save made loose. Still, where's the puck? Now they blow the whistle. Shot from the point. Avery Pruden rather than Luke Rudman. My apologies. And again, we see another instance of Badger sprawled out on the ice, barely keeping that puck off the goal line by the skin of his teeth. And 2 or 3, sometimes 4 Gamecocks buzzing around that blue paint.
Yeah, and up 2 with 4:20 to go. This Gamecock team has not changed their philosophy. They are staying attacked and out in front, not dropping back defensively or conservatively.
106 on the power play. Chance in front, still loose. Tenji on the backhand. Puck goes wide. Mecca on the retrieval. They'll keep doing what they're doing. Soar. Point to point. Yarnslicko shoots one. Loose puck. Got tipped on the way there. Tenji strong on that puck. Now, below the goal line, the Gamecock captain. Wrists one. Backhands one. He gets it back. Soar again. Off the boards, Nardslicko. Shoots one in front. Off the stick. And back down the other way. Soar's got some pressure here. Coming back on the forecheck, Christopher Rivera. Rivera against Soar. Soar has the size advantage. Rivera not letting Jake Tenji have that puck easily. 3:30 to go here, period number 3, as we see the final 15 on the penalty here to the Clemson Tigers. Soar's going to take a decent chunk of it to wind this one up. Near side, Matt Owen. Owen steps towards the middle, drop pass. Dave Murray's got a lane, moves it off a skate. Nice move by Murray. Tries to bank it in off the goaltender, and that one wouldn't go. Slick little move there by Dave Murray. Second power play unit on. Back to the point now. Hoey shoots one, just goes wide. On the retrieval, Murray's got it below the goal line. Off a skate, Drummond just taps it back in. Murray swivels. Murray still has it strong on that puck. Backhands it back in. Bit of a discrepancy for possession, and Clemson comes away with it. They'll charge in, back at even strength. A nice defensive play there by Hoey. And now Murray's got it back the other way. Clemson in the middle line change. The goaltender has gone to the net. Murray tries to ice it there. Tries to ice the game on an empty net attempt. My goodness. Final 2.5 to go here, period number 3. Clemson has pulled their goaltender. A chance for South Carolina to end it. Matt Owen to put it away. Hit the goal post. Matt Owen.
Wow.
Maybe took his focus off a little too much there. Now a chance back the other way for Clemson. They got to score 2. They've got 120 seconds to do it. Bumped off the puck there. Drummond. Now Hawkinson
Just
tries to send one towards the empty net. Hawkinson in to get it. He's going to lay a big hit on there. Perhaps not. Rudman looking for the hat trick tonight if he can get it. Rudman battling for that puck. It's chipped ahead. Knocked down in front. Tenji's got the empty net in his sights. Third time's a charm. In front. Rudman can't get to it. Hoey now shoots one from long range into the back of the net. Evan Hoey's got it. The Gamecocks go up 5-2.
Superb outing so far from the Gamecocks. That empty netter basically puts this one away. And I tell you what, this is the best offensive team I've seen in a while.
Third time's the charm there on that empty netter. Matt Owen clanks one off the iron. And a chance by Corey Hawkinson went wide, and then Jake Tenji had a chance, went off a stick. So I guess fourth time's the charm. Finally, they get it to the back end, and Evan Hoey blasts one. And with 1:40 to go here in period number 3, a 3-goal lead for the South Carolina Gamecocks. That'll send some fans packing with a big smile on their face, but still, contrary to the belief of these Gamecock fans, the game's still not over. 1:40 to go here. Hawkinson to take the face-off. As soon as everything gets squared away, he'll battle Rivero. Rivero and Hawkinson for what should be one of the game's last face-offs. Brian Soar tries to get it out of danger. Clemson holds it in. Now that puck pops all the way up in the air. Back for Rivero. Hawkinson met by heavy pressure there. A nice solid body check put on him. Now the Gamecocks will move it laterally. Nick Nardslicko on goal, sticked with authority into the corner by Badger. They'll chip it in. Nice pinch there by the Carolina defender. Back off the wall, gets past. And now Soar's gonna have to swing over from his right defensive side. Soar facing pressure from Borghi. Gamecocks can't get it out. Clemson unable to hold it at the point. Ronan Egan's got it now. Egan might have a chance if he hurries. Egan tries to center, what a shot, and he scored! It won't count for much, but boy does it look good on the score sheet. South Carolina 6, Clemson 2.
Electric. These Gamecocks are not letting up. Keep them skates down on the throats.
The rookie Ronan Egan feeds Corey Hawkinson, who was denied his empty net goal just a few moments prior. A lot of Gamecocks getting the first goal of the season out of the way early. 6-2 the score here, 52.1 to go. And if there was any doubt about it before, you can let those doubts go. Gamecocks are in the driver's seat.
Fans still here chanting for one more goal. They love this Gamecock offense.
These are the kind of performances that establish a team and establish a fan base. If you can win like this consistently, you've got yourselves one solid hockey program. Brian Soar risked that in the far side for an icing. Barring 4 goals in the span of 43.9 by Clemson, this will be their 4th consecutive loss. As I said earlier, they go 0-3 in Nashville. They allow 7 goals to Vanderbilt, 3 to Alabama Huntsville, 4 to Michigan, and now 6 to the South Carolina Gamecocks. And a little bit of soul searching here will be necessary for the Clemson Tigers as they try to right the ship. Down to the last half minute. Some more physicality. Hoey getting involved. More players go down to the ice, and will we see more? Hoey decides to let him go. Getting tangled up there with Joe Halsey. Matt Owen. To the final 20, they'll send it down below. Luke Rudman. Pair of goals tonight in his home debut for South Carolina. Brian Soar, he's going to skate it all the way back down to the safety of Zach Lynch's net. To the final 5. And as this one ticks down, you can hear the fans. The South Carolina Gamecocks defeat the Clemson Tigers by a score here of 6-2. And welcome to Irmo, Zach Lynch, and all you Gamecock freshmen.
This was a statement win by the South Carolina Gamecocks to move on to 3-0, undefeated on the season. And I think this does a lot for the confidence of the young players on the team.
Absolutely. It was a win that, for most of the game, the Gamecocks really had to gut it out. They go back and forth. They trade blows. 2 goals aside, like a heavyweight fight. And then the third period comes around and a fire lit underneath the South Carolina Gamecocks. They get goals from rookies. They get goals from veterans. The goal by Duncan Hickman, walking the line and lasering one past the blocker of Jacob Badger. That's the one. And the reaction of the fans, almost more importantly, the reaction of the fans, coupled with the goal of Hickman, seemed to be what really tilted the ice here in favor of the Gamecocks.
Absolutely.
And the team salutes their fans, hoping to bring them back for the next game here at the Plex. We're going to send you to a break, your final break of the night, and then I promise we'll leave you alone. When we come back, after a brief moment to gather ourselves, maybe talk to a few players and coaches, when we come back, we will have the post-game report here after your South Carolina Gamecocks down the Clemson Tigers by a score of 6-2. You're listening to the Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV. All right, welcome back for the final time here to the Capital City Sports Network as the South Carolina Gamecocks defeat the Clemson Tigers by a score of 6-2. It was a game that changed forms oftentimes. The Gamecocks traded punches with Clemson, 1-1, 2-2, and then an explosion of 4 goals in the third period. Started off by Duncan Hickman, ended up with the win for South Carolina, and some major points to take away from. I guess the first thing to start off with, Zach Weeks. He's been taken out of the game probably closer to the third period. He's being looked at going through concussion protocol right now. We will stay updated with that as that proceeds. I got a chance to talk to Alan Sirwa about his line combinations and the energy that the fourth liners like Ronan Egan, Dave Murray, and Matt Owen were able to supply. And he said it was an odd situation. The injury to Weeks allowed him to kind of switch up the lines a little bit, find out what worked, and it ended up working pretty well. And the main difference in that third period, at least according to Al, was they finally started finishing.
Absolutely. They capitalized on chances that they hadn't capitalized earlier in the game on, and outscored 4-0 in the third period, if I'm correct there. They made their chances. They finally came through on that department.
Al said himself, and this is the direct quote, "This is the hardest working team I've had in 4 years," and I think that's going to be the title here. If the Gamecocks can keep that up, the hard work really paying off here in a huge matchup, the first game of the Palmetto series against Clemson. Just a couple of quick things to wrap up here. Nick Nardzlicko, a defensive anchor there on the back end for the Gamecocks. He's actually a senior. He will graduate early in December. So the last 2 games, which we'll get to in a second, will be his last. And they'll unfortunately won't be at home. So last home game for Nick Nardzlicko here, a 6-2 win against Clemson, in which he was absolutely instrumental. Congratulations to him. But our next 2 games will both be in Nashville. The Gamecocks go down to take on Vanderbilt November 30th and December 1st. Because it's a little farther than we are able to travel, we won't be there for that one. But when the Gamecocks come back in the new year, we will be right here at the Plex. We'll be with you every step of the way. So for Zach McKinstry, Vince Arceo, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's good to be back. It's good to be covering Gamecock hockey again. For the Capital City Sports Network, I'm Dillon Clark. Good night, Carolina. Forever to thee.